This
towards
conference
them,
will now be recorded.
right? The same thing is happening in the current market. He is providing with very less cost. With very less cost, he is providing the cloud deployment, licensing, and everything. So that is one key point. Okay. And another thing is, Mule is always a rest service, rest services. So whatever we are creating, see, normally we will create many flows. See, this is normally a IDE. All these things I will tell you. Just I mean for rough sketch. I mean for your view purpose I am telling. See, all this whatever the flows here we are creating for our business purpose, we will be creating many flows, right? Those flows, the output of that flow is nothing but once again a REST service. So for example, whatever we have developed here and we have deployed to the cloud deployment, that will become a REST service. So always in simple words we can say Mule always gives REST service. Mule
Excuse me.
always. Mhm.
What is a REST service?
I'll tell you. Mule always gives REST service. I will come to that point. Okay, REST service. Okay, so what is that now? Definitely, so when we are speaking about this Mule advantages, definitely people will have, so many people will not have the background of soap services, right? They will not know what exactly the REST service is. So for understanding REST service, first we have to understand soap services, soap versus REST. Okay, so soap service is nothing but the services which are based on WSDL. WSDL in the sense they will be having some protocols. For example, if somebody has given the WSDL to us, definitely there will be some structure. Okay, there will be some structure for uh, for understanding that structure. Okay, let me 1 second. I'll try to show some WSDL. See, this is WSDL. Okay, this is normally a soap service. See, this is normally a soap service. When somebody has given the soap service, this soap service is having some structure in the sense it is following some rules and regulations. It is following that it needs to have some elements. What are those elements? Type is one element, messages is one element, port type is one element, binding is one element, service is one element. So it is following some structure. Definitely any web service has to follow that structure. That five elements, definitely it should be there in every soap service. So for example, you are hitting some addition service. Assume like your target system has given one WSDL and that WSDL is exposing addition. Okay, you are hitting that WSDL. So for example, in Google only you are clicking on some calculator. What that calculator will do, if you are giving any two numbers, it will give the result. But we don't know at back end what it is happening. Let us assume like at the back end that calculation is happening through WSDL. Let us assume that. So in WSDL we have that addition operation and subtraction operation. So thus operations informations will be lied inside the port types. Okay, inside the port types it will be lying. See, this is one operation, this is one operation. By seeing this operation, we will come to know, okay, target system is providing these operations. That kind of information we will be knowing it. Okay, so WSDL always WSDL always will have some structure. It definitely will have the operation details and what is the input to that, what is the output to that operation, and what data types it is maintaining. For example, data types in the sense, see, if I'm taking like flight, okay, what is the flight details? Airline is there, code is there, departure is there, some structure it is following. So definitely soap services will always follow the structure. The structure is nothing but it follows five elements structure. Whereas coming to REST, definitely you will not find any structure. The structure will not be there. Completely, like if you want to send JSON request, you can send it. If you want to send XML, you can send it. So there will be no particular structure. There will be no particular structure for REST services. So as structure is not there. So if we are following any rules and regulations, definitely we have to we have to obey we have to obey the overburden over HTTP as well. For example, I am calling this through over the web. I am calling, right? Over the web I am calling. So all these elements overhead, it has to take care. It has to take care. Definitely the overhead will be on our HTTP protocol. That overhead will be there. Even for small operation we have to follow the structure. Even for one operation we have to follow. Even for 10 operations we have to follow the structure. So this has become performance degrade. Okay, so for even for small things also the structure needs to be maintained. What happened because of this? The loading has become very critical. Because of that loading, some disadvantages like performance is low. So in order to overcome this problem, people have introduced REST services. So what advantage they have bought by using REST service? The advantage is that they have removed that overhead. They have removed that structure. First of all, the structure concept, they have removed it. If somebody wants to send XML, yes, send XML. JSON, yes, please send JSON. CSV. So anybody, whatever, whoever wants what kind of message to send, they can send a raw message. Directly a raw message, people can send it. So because of that, now in this case, what is happening? Only data we are sending. Only data we are sending. So we are concentrating on data. Because of that, the performance becomes very high. So because of that reason, today everything, see, whatever we are working today, everything we are working on our hands. Okay, on our hands we are working. If you want to do any bank transaction, just you are installing the app from the Play Store and you are doing it. So behind that Play Store, what are the services are there? REST services are the one which are there. Okay, so now today, in today's world, everything is digital. We are not going to banks, we are not going anywhere. We are doing whatever is there. We are sitting in our home and we are ordering. If you want to have some food, you are ordering on online. So the payment is happening by sitting in your home only. So all these things, how it is happening? What is the reason behind it? The REST services are making easy all the apps which you are today's world you are installing at the backend, either directly or indirectly, everything is using REST services. Okay, so because of its advantage, now see the importance of REST service. Now Mule itself is exposing a REST service, right? So then how the product will be failed? The product will definitely will pass, right? So because of that is one of the key reason for uh, for MuleSoft to rule the market. Okay, are you guys clear on this point? Are you guys
Yeah,
clear?
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So because of that reason, it has in. And next thing is like in Mule, everything is a separate connector. Actually, in Mule 3, it was not there. In Mule 4, everything is a separate connector for us. Everything is a separate connector. For example, I will showcase. Normally, when we drag and drop any database connectors, here we have. Uh, let me add database. Okay, let me add database. Let me add database connector. See, here I'm adding a database connector. In the database, see, for delete, separate connector. For insert, separate connector. For bulk, separate. Every connector, if I want to drag and drop like insert, just drag and drop this insert. So it is a separate connector. In the Mule 3, what has happened is like only one connector is there. And in the drop down, we used to see all these operations. Okay, so because of separate connectors, the performance is still more high. Everything is a separate connector. Every operation in mule is a separate connector. Okay, that also made life very easy. And another thing is like, see, this separate connector concept was not there in mule 4. In mule 4 it was not there. That is a disadvantage. Okay, And in Mule 3, it was there only in Mule 4. In Mule 3, it was not there. So that is the reason Mule 3 nobody knows. Nobody knows Mule 3, but Mule 4 now everybody is speaking. Okay. Now that is another thing is very good thing is like error or exceptional handling. Exceptional handling. So this exceptional handling is also very good when compared to Mule 3. If you see any exceptional handling, see global error handler is there. Globally, we can handle the exceptions. Globally, we can do. Globally, in the sense, for example, in one project, you are creating your business requirement, you are doing some banking application. You have different modules. Account module is there, customer module is there, loan module is there. Like that, separate modules are there. For each module, in each module, your business requirement is demanding to have 100 flows. So for 100 flows, in one module you have 100 flows. For example, customer module is there. In that customer module, the flows means like this is one flow, this is another flow. So flows means many flows it will come. 100 flows are there. So for that 100 flows, the common exceptional handling we can handle through global error handler. So by using globally, what all the common exceptions were there, no need to handle anything separately, we can handle at global level. So by doing in that way, see, for example, each and every flow will have error handling. See, if you are handling here itself common exceptions as well as custom exceptions, you are handling at the here only, means what will happen for each and every request, if any error occurs, it will be going to this error handling. Okay, like that 100 flows are there in this project. Individually if you are doing means the project code will be increased. As the project code increases, the space will increase. As the space increases, the performance will be degraded. So we can avoid that by keeping the common exceptions in global error handler, right? So common exceptions means what? When the target system is down, so that type of exception we can, that is common for every flow. So that kind of validations or that kind of runtime exceptions we can define only once, and we can reuse many times. We can reuse many times across one project. So this is something like it is also just like a revolution, it came into the Mule 4. So that also made life much easy. So exceptional handling is much far better in Mule 4. Whatever the case is, what any kind of exceptions, we have 12 scenarios, we have 10 scenarios, any kind of exception we can any kind of exception we can handle through these 10 scenarios. Among the 10 scenarios only it will be there. Among the 10 scenarios, one scenario, any kind of exception we can handle. That made easy. But coming to the Mule 3, it was not there. It is something very, very confusing in Mule 3. Many strategies we have to follow. That made that made developers also not to understand. So when the people who knows Mule 3, they will be a bit confusing on exceptional handling side. Why? Because so, so many strategies were there that we have to remember, and according to that strategy we have to keep. That made people irritated. So that is another thing that was avoided in Mule 4. Okay, that is another advantage. And
I got a question.
yes, please go ahead.
So, which mule is more make it easy our job? Mule 4 or Mule 3?
Mule 4. Currently
And
we are learning Mule
which mule
4.
is most of the company using? Mule 4 or Mule 3? Mule 4, right?
Mule 4. 4. Mule 4. Current the market is with Mule 4 only.
Then our courses are we studying Mule 4, right?
Yes, exactly. Mule 4 only.
Thanks. Okay.
Okay. So why I am covering these things means most of the interviewers will be asking these questions. Definitely you should know it, right, when we are comparing. Otherwise, how you will know? Right? That is one thing. And another thing is like connectors are something almost 100 500 plus connectors are there. 500 plus connectors in the sense any kind of any to any kind of system we can connect. We can connect SAP, we can connect Workday, we can connect Salesforce, we can connect we can connect MongoDB, we can connect SQL, we can connect. So how many target systems are there across the world? Now almost all connectors Mule has the capability to connect. So all those connectors you will be seeing in our Mule platform. Let me log into that Mule platform so that you will have. So see, this is the only reason people are running behind this. People are running only because of this reason only. With low cost, he has provided many features. How to install, where to install, I will tell just at higher level. First, try to listen. Okay, this will be there, and here this is the Mule platform. If you see in the exchange, so many connectors will be there provided by Mule. If you click on that, see the connectors. See, SAP we can connect, Salesforce we can connect. Only for trial version only, these many are there. If you take the licensed version, even we cannot count the connectors. Any kind of system with drag and drop we can connect. Any kind of cloud platform we can connect. Okay, see, all these are all the connectors. Still the assets are loading. Almost if you see these assets, almost like 500 plus connectors were there. Database connector, email connector, accelerator, MuleSoft accelerator for retail, inventory. So like this IBM MQ, whatnot, everything can be, we can connect. Okay, every connectors we can connect through
So
Mule.
is this all
Okay, that
platform?
is
Is this all platform like
hmm,
a template or a custom all platform is under Mule 4?
yes, all these are connectors only. These things actually we can bring those connectors into our anypoint studio. Here we can bring it and we can use in our flows.
I see. So how
Yeah.
do we have access to get
The
a Mule
yeah,
plot?
yeah. Yes, I will show that. I will show that. I will show that.
Go
From
ahead.
there we
Yeah.
can bring here and we can we can reuse over here.
Okay.
Okay. So that is another thing. And another thing is like logs. Logs can be maintained. Logs. And another important thing is like security. Security is, it provides security at almost three layers. At three layers it will provide the security. That is another important thing. So that means, see, for example, if we are giving this URL, for example, if we are giving this URL we are giving to our source system. Source system has configured that, and they are hitting the target system. So in between our mule is there. There is a chance like people will be hacking our URL, right? Definitely, especially when it is related to banking domain or defense domain, there is a chance like people will steal our information. If we are giving the without securing, if we are providing them, definitely there is a chance like data will be stolen by hackers, right? So in order to avoid that, Mule is providing almost a three layered security. Almost at three layers it is providing the security, so that nobody can crack or break the security breaches. Okay, so that is another. So with less cost, all these advantages this fellow is providing now, then why people will not look? Definitely people will look at him, right? Am I correct? People will definitely look at him for that.
Yeah, it has a lot of advantage, so people are going to be looking for it.
Yes, so security is also with low cost that this fellow is providing. That is the biggest disadvantage. Okay, and another thing is the security is there, and moreover policies also, any number of policies we can apply. Any number of policies, in the sense, if the target system is interested to have policies. See, if I go to the exchange, so many policies were there. If I go, all these are assets. API manager. So these tabs, each and every tab is meant for different purposes. I'll teach each and every tab.
What do you mean by policies?
Yeah, I'll showcase. See, we are giving, automated policies. So policies in the sense, okay, this URL, automated. See, if you want to apply policy, see, we have different policies. You want to you, you want to blacklist. Okay, when somebody is hitting your URL. Okay, for example, you have developed one REST service. That REST service you are giving to your source system. Okay, you want to certain IP addresses will be there. Few IP addresses will be there. We have identified at government level. Few IPs were identified, like they are those IP addresses are related to some hackers IP addresses. So what you can do is like you can blacklist that type of IPs, so that those people, those IP, the request which is coming from that IP addresses can be blocked. You understood, right? So for that we have to apply one policy at URL level. So whatever the URL we are giving to the source system, to that we have to apply the policy. Then only that will happen. So allow list, for example, IP allow list. Only few IPs if you want to allow the request. Very secured IP address is you want to allow to hit your URL. That is also possible. And normal basic authentication, just like you are logging into your Gmail, you are giving your username and password. In the same way, for your URL also, when somebody is hitting, if you want to keep some credentials, yes, you can keep it. Okay, you can keep it. You can whitelist. Through LDAP also authentication, we can do it. So like that. So that means this is and threat protection. It is something like we can protect the data. When data is coming, in that data you are submitting. For example, you are booking something on Amazon. Definitely you will be giving your credit card details as well. You will be giving your CVV number. You are almost the sensitive data you are giving it. So that sensitive data as part of input payload, if it is going, then it is dangerous, right? Definitely it is a threat only. Why? Because our sensitive data, hackers can easily can hack that input data as well. Whatever the credit card information, username, password, CVV, whatever we are giving, they can easily store it. To protect that data, threat protection, it is nothing but threat protection. That data also we can protect through this policy. So if you are applying whatever the URL you are giving to the source systems or target systems, if you want to protect the data, if you want to save your information, sensitive information, then we can apply policies. In simple words, long story short, you got the point? Are you guys are able to get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Who can apply this policy?
No,
I mean,
developers.
all of
See,
us. Do we have any?
yeah,
I mean, when you work as a company or something, do you think
yes,
you can get the
definitely.
permission or something, or the admin or the administrator?
Definitely, Tommy. Without target systems permission, we cannot hit, right? Without our
Mm-hmm.
permission. See, some clients will be, see, these are costly. See, taking license is one thing. If we are putting
Mm-hmm.
all this, if we are applying, definitely the charges will be, we have to pay for MuleSoft. Okay. So few clients are very much interested, especially defense projects, banking projects, wherever financial things, banking applications, especially defense, army, all these are sensitive informations, right? Those kind of projects clients itself are interested to keep. Okay, definitely the requirement should come from client. The client, if he is asking to keep some security, yes, we will be applying it. Some people may not be interested, so that is different case.
And
Okay.
are we able to create a custom policy from this
Yes.
part?
So, for example, McAfee, you might have heard about McAfee anti software, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah. The antivirus.
virus, exactly. So for that fellow, actually these policies are not suitable for him. What we have to do is like we have to install some keystores on our system as well as on their system. Wherever our server is running, there we have to install, and people who are accessing, like us, for example, we are installing that software. Inside that software, there will be some key store values will be there. Already the software was built, but at backend, what happened, I'm telling why, because we are the people who created that software where 5 years or 6 years ago. So that is the reason. Just one example I'm saying. Those key store values we have to install. That type of policies, when we are applying any key stores, that kind of stuff, it comes under custom policies. Okay, so it will be specific. Copyrights will be only to that fellow. No other persons can use that key stores. Nobody will have the access. The copyrights will be only with McAfee software. That's all. So custom, not like inbuilt. Custom thing like installing few prerequisites while developing a software. They will maintain so that nobody can hack it. We normally in the market also we have many softwares like that. Without licensed version, we cannot use it. Right? Am I correct?
Yeah, you're right.
We
Yes,
cannot
yes.
use
You need
it.
to
Is
be
a
licensed.
yes. If it is like the 30 days trial version will be there. In that 30 days, after 30 days, it will expire. So we will not have that account, right? So for any licensed version, this kind of policies inside they will embed. That is the reason the people who bought that licensed version, they can only access it. For example, the best example in our current organizations is Visio. Visio is a licensed version, right? Nobody can do that. Visio diagrams we cannot prepare by ourselves. Even the trial version is also not available for Visio, if I am correct, right?
You're right.
Have you heard about a Visio? Have you heard
Yeah, I
about
know.
Visio?
Yeah, I
You know
know
Visio,
Visual.
right? Yes, Visio only licensed thing. When you are working without license, you cannot work, right? There is
There
no
are
trial
7
version
days
for
free
that.
trial.
Yes, only 7 days, not 30 days. So after that, it will not allow. Right? So
Right.
there are some specifics. See, all the softwares, how it is coming at the back end, what technologies they are using, how they are maintaining this much security. Once if we think, definitely we get an answer, right? So whenever a project is building, at that time, inside that, this kind of policies we are keeping so that it will not breach. As simple. Long story short. Are you guys clear on this?
Yeah.
Yes. And that is one of the policies. So that is the reason I'm saying it is policies is another, custom policies or these policies as another thing. And coming to this, see, runtime manager, see, monitoring. If we see monitoring in the sense, who has came at what time the system was built. So, some custom dashboards also we can create, like in the monitoring. That means, for example, in this week I got 100 requests. Among 100 requests, what are the successful transactions? How many got failed? How many got succeeded? That dashboard we can create by ourselves. Okay. Normally, this job will be done by architects. Normally, business people will be asking, right? So in this week, how much business we got? How many successful transactions we got? Are we going to count the instances? It is difficult, right? It is very difficult. Like for every order, checking is difficult. Definitely there should be some UI, right? That UI is nothing but, even that UI also we can build and we can showcase to the partner. So that is another advantage with MuleSoft. So monitoring. So in other words, actually, this kind of stuff, if we want to do in other products, we have to take separate license. I don't know whether you heard or not, Oracle BAM is there. Oracle BAM is only exclusively for maintaining these dashboards. For creating those dashboards, we have to take a separate license. And we have to buy it and we have to create those. But this fellow is offering free of cost. So definitely, again, this is another advantage, right? Monitoring, alerts, everything we can see easily. You're getting my point, right? So access management is something, when you are going to the new project, you should have the access, right? You should have read only. Administrators will be having, normally administrators fellows will have normally all the access, right? But developers will not have that much flexibility. Say there should be for your okay, I came to this project newly. Definitely I should have access, otherwise how I will deploy? I will not deploy the applications, right? So for me, what kind of access they should provide? That access information here we can create. Here we can create the users, here we can create the roles, and read or write access, or what kind of accesses we can give. Here we will decide. Okay, normally administrators will be having all read and write access, but developers will not have. Developers will be having only view access and only for creating. That's all. Only for writing. Nothing more than that. So that type of roles and roles and users information also here we can maintain. So all these we are getting. No separate products we are buying. Everything is getting in the single product. So that is another very biggest advantage with Mule. Okay, that is another thing. And you may get doubt. See, have you I am telling like we can take a license. For example, I am working with one organization. Example, let me tell, like I am working with IBM. So I am working with IBM. Taking a license from Mule means at organization level we will take, or at project level we will take. I'm just keeping a query to you.
Hello? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Will we take the license at organization level or at project level?
Hello?
Yes, Abraham.
Yeah, are you there? You're kind of disconnecting.
Is it? No. Tommy, are you able to hear me? Patel, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. I think Abraham, some network issue from your end. Try to check it.
He's good now.
Okay.
He's good now.
Yes. Okay. What I'm asking is, I am telling like we have to take the license from MuleSoft. So, for example, I am working with IBM. So that license, how you will take? At organization level you will take, or at a project level you will take?
At organization, I think.
Yeah, exactly. At organization level, we will be taking the license. Okay, we will take one user account, that is super account. Under that super account, how many projects are there inside that organization? Those many accounts will be created. So that is where the organization will come into the picture. Okay, so for example, in one organization we have finance department. IBM example, take like IBM only. In IBM, how many departments are there? Finance department is there, IT department is there, BPO department is there. For example, IT department is got one project. IT department has to implement it. Then one user business group will be created over here, and in that group only those team members will be added. And example, again finance department got another Mule project. So the super user will be only one, that is IBM account, and inside that the business groups are different. So license will be paid at organization level, but project will be built at departments level. Okay, I think you guys are clear now.
Yeah, it's clear.
Is clear. So this type of maintenance also this fellow has given. For example, if I take Oracle server, it is not the case. If I take license, it is not at organization level. It is normally no business groups, nothing. Everybody has to take independently. If finance department have got one project, this fellow has to take the license. And if another department got some other project on Mule, then he has to buy the license with with more cost. He has to buy independently. So every department independently they have to buy. That is, the cost will be high at organization level, right? That is not correct, right? So we are for each license we are buying it. So there people started thinking this fellow is providing at higher level. Inside that business groups we can create many. So we can take license only once and we can create many projects. but for space we will be paying if space is increasing. For example, organization has byte 1 GB, 10 GB. 3 projects were running. The 10 GB exceeded. Then we have to buy. Organization has to buy space for it. That's all. We have to invest when we are using more space. But with other products, everything is independent, right? Everything we have to buy independently. The cost appeared more for other organization, for other if we take with other products. So this is one of another benefit people are tilting towards Mule.
I have a
Got the
question.
point?
Yeah, we got the point. So you can buy a license as an organization, and then you can, for project level, you can create business groups, and the business groups can run different projects as they want,
Yes.
right? So this is a good advantage. But then let's say different business groups use different kind of space. Let's say the IT department use much space than the finance department or than any other department. So
Internally they have to pay whatever the space they are using. The different groups are using different spaces, right? If it
so
is
the thing
exceeding,
is, I'm sorry for interrupting you. So when you buy a when you buy a license as an organization, they're gonna give you a certain amount of storage space, and then no matter how many business groups that you have, whenever you reach that space as an organization, then you have to ask for an external an extra space, and you have to buy for it as an organization,
exactly.
not as a business group.
Yes, internally these people will be maintaining, but at at organization level they have to pay. See, finally, how many groups are there? It is finally one organization, right? That fellow has to take.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, that is what the revenue of department will come into picture, right? Each and every quarter, for every quarter, they will be releasing the revenues, right? Internal audits and everything will happen. Yeah. Okay. So I guess it is like even this is also one of the advantage. So see, here only we are seeing lot many advantages as well, like business groups and everything, right? So that is another advantage people tilting towards Mule. Okay. So at higher level, I have explained you. At higher level, I told you like why people are looking, why people are opting, and what all the advantages till now I have told. But to be frank, I felt, see, personally, nowhere in the documentation it will find, but definitely even we have as an experienced person. Why? Because I am closely working with new products. I closely felt there is a disadvantage with logs. Why? Because MuleSoft will provide the logs only for 30 days. So the people who want to know the business before 30 days data, that is not available. This fellow is not have the capability. Why? Because after 30 days he will clear all the logs. Okay, so the orders which got created.
I'm sorry. What if you're working on a project that goes beyond 30 days? Like let's say you start a project and then it goes for 2 months, but after 30 days you're gonna lose all the data. So now you're gonna start over, and you're gonna lose all 30 days data.
30 days data will be lost. So what we can do is like for that the option is available. Separate like JRabbit, JRocket, that kind of tools are there. So definitely this is disadvantage people bought towards Mule, and what they have suggested is like yes we can use external tools. That means we can integrate whatever to the Mule server. We can integrate our own tools like JRabbit or JRocket. If we integrate that, the data till 6 months we can maintain. So in the JRocket, we explicitly we are taking the data from the server and we are saving for our purpose.
So
okay,
are you talking about a free trial? Because if you pay once a subscription, you're going to pay every month, right? So
JRabbit is something like we have to buy separately. That tool we have to buy and we have to integrate by ourselves. So why? Because see, bank transactions, all these things, 30 days will not be there. Nah? After 1 week, normally if issues got resolved, they will remove the data, right? So it depends on business. See, if your business needs the data before 30 days before data, if you need it, if your business demands, then you have separately you have to take that JRocket, integrate it, try to keep all these logs with yourself and use for future purpose. And that is also for only 6 months it is available. In the JRocket also we can JRabbit also we can maintain only up to 6 months. So no business will be there like years we will not maintain, right? So that is another thing. And another thing is also there. Second option is logging framework. Logging framework like a custom adapter we can create, and those logs to our local systems we can dump the data. That is another option the mule has provided. So that is what I'm saying. This only, except these logs, other features are very excellent. Only 30 days data. Only this is not bit tricky. So, but the business, but definitely see in our businesses also, nobody will nobody will ask before 30 days data. Now almost 1 month completed. Nobody is interested until and unless if they have any issue. Definitely when see, for example, in Amazon you are keeping, the return policy will be only 15 days. After 15 days, if you keep also, the people will not pick up, right? Am I correct? So after 15 days, definitely their data, maintaining their data is unnecessary for us, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Am I correct?
it depends on the company needs. I mean, for example, there are like some companies who gives you a 3 months return policy, but then again, if they're going to be using MuleSoft, all the data will be lost after 30 days. So like JRabbit, yeah.
They have to buy. They don't have any other option. During requirements phase only, all this will be discussed by architects.
They have to buy JRabbit or other stuff.
JRabbit, and they have to integrate for deployment.
Okay, but you're gonna show us how to integrate with JRabbit, right?
No. So all these are real-time stuff. See, what I can do is strong basics I can give. I can tell you what is happening in the real time. But that JRocket I cannot buy, right? No trial versions, nothing will be there. So I am saying like there is an option, so that tomorrow if you really go and deploy it into a real-time project, so you will not be surprised. Okay, you heard this term, that will be in your mind.
I don't get it.
Yeah. So why? Because training, see, as a real-time expert, I can share my experiences, what all the disadvantages I have felt, and the code of project I can give you what we have developed. But I cannot bring the systems, right? I cannot buy the license. I can give you the strong basics along with my experience, whatever we faced.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
So that is about these logs. So that is another disadvantages of these logs. Okay. And few connectors were there, like merge operation. Merge operation, have you heard about merge? Do you know about merge? In database you might have about merge. Insert, update, you might have heard. How about merge? Have you heard about it? No. See, for instance, for example, if order is there means we can update it. If order is not available, we have to create the order. Okay, that is what it should happen with merge operation. Normally in other products we have this operation. That means if order is not there, it will create. If order is there, whatever the information the user is providing, it will update. The functionality is that. So somehow this merge operation was not there in Mule. See, this is my personal experience. Don't see in documents nowhere it will be there. See, merge operation is not there under database. That kind of operation is missing. So when we are building our project at that time, client came with merge operation requirement. So at that time, why? Because the Mule 4 was at that time only it was released. So we felt bit difficult for implementing it. So we have written some custom code, like in PL SQL, we have written that code and we called procedure. So some other way we have opted. So few minor connectors were missing in Mule. Why? Because now recently only it is just came into the market, right? And recently it is ruling. So all these bugs they will avoid in future versions. So this is our personal experience. Nobody will say like, okay, merge operation is not there. Why? Because I worked with different products. I worked with almost like 6 integration tools. So I know, see this Sova it is there. I know in TIPCO it is there. I know that. Why? Because I worked with that product. So people might not be knowing the operations as well. For them, they will not feel. But persons who work on different platforms, definitely they have that view. So for implementing this, we have written some PL SQL code. So if you see the AnyPoint platform as well, here that operation is not there. See, nowhere it is merge is there, insert is there, separately update is there, but combination of these two operations is not there anyway. So this kind of normally we raise this query to MuleSoft, say, hey boss, see this kind of operation is missing, it is becoming difficult. So they said like, okay, in latest versions it will be released. Definitely that problem statement they will take, right? As we have taken license, so definitely they have to obey our request, right? So they said like, okay, in future versions it will be resolved. So such kind of minor things are there. Apart from that, all are advantages only. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I mean, every application, every software has
That normally has that minor
advantage
bugs.
and a disadvantage. So
Disadvantage.
there's no
Well,
perfect
compared to,
system. You always update the system and just put it in the next version. So it's kind of normal.
yeah, yes. So this is personally which I have felt, but not professionally. Nowhere in the documentation they will mention. Why? Because we came across our project requirement, so we faced that issue, so we remembered a lot. Okay, so that kind of things are not there. But yes, it is perfect. Okay, for learning, now coming to this thing, for learning MuleSoft. Now I came like a high level picture I have given. Now let me tell you, for learning this, your system's requirements should be, you need to have system requirements. Okay, the system requirement is you need to have 8 GB RAM in your system, in your laptop or desktop, whatever. It should be of 64-bit. This is another prerequisite. Okay, if these two are satisfied, then you can able to practice your MuleSoft. I guess everybody is having that. Tommy, Abraham,
Yes, we
Patel.
have.
Yeah.
I think you guys have it, right? So less than 8 GB will not work, boss. It is waste. It will not work. Your system, it is minimum like you have 8 GB RAM.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, in the next class, I will trial version. I will log in and we will try to download Anypoint Studio and we will start off few flows. We will start off the flows, and if everything goes fine, tomorrow we will have the session at the same time. So this time is convenient for both of you, right? For three of you, 7:30 a.m. For me, it is 7:30 a.m. Might be for you people, the time zone will be different. I think for Tommy, it is for you. It is 7, right? I think it works for you.
Yeah,
Abraham,
it's
I'm
good
not
for
sure.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Abraham, for
for
you
me it's
also it
just
works.
6 p.m. It works. It's fine.
It works for you. Okay. I think
Mhm.
Patel also it works for him as well. What I assume is like for him also it works. So tomorrow again we will have same time at 7:30. Okay. We will continue our sessions. Okay. And yeah, we can close. I
Uh,
think. Hmm.
can we? Can you recommend us how to install this, and we can
Definitely in the next class I
make
will
it
show
ready
that.
for tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow I will be teaching you where to install, how to install, and if any issues, parallelly also you can do with me so that any issues we can track there itself. Okay.
Just one more question.
And JDK 1.8 should be there. And one more prerequisite, sorry to interrupt, 1 second. JDK 1.8 should be there. I'm not sure whether this software is with you or not. Otherwise, I will share you.
Do I have to download this JDK?
Yes, you have to download. If it is there, you install
Where?
it. Otherwise,
From Google or?
from Google only. But if you don't have, don't worry. I will share the software. I will share it. Not a problem. Okay.
Just share us for by email, and we'll download
Yeah,
from
yeah,
there
yeah.
to the link.
Yes, exactly. Yes, I will share. Okay. The installation and the way to create the trial version, everything tomorrow I will be showcasing everything parallelly with me. Along with me, you can also do it. Then it will be easy for you guys. Okay. Prior to that, I will share this with you. Okay.
Just for us the link, and we can download from the link.
Yeah. Sure. Sure. Okay.
Okay. Is there anything we can do until tomorrow?
Nothing for today. Why? Because today only session, well, first session was completed. From tomorrow you will be having work. Okay. I will give homework. I will teach you. I will give you homework. I will ask some questions. I will cover some interview questions as well. While I am teaching, I will cover that certification questions as well. So while we are discussing only everything like today, how we have discussed, it will be like interactive sessions only.
Good.
Okay. If we are speaking with any connector, if we have faced any personal issues while we are implementing in our projects, that experiences also I will be sharing with you so that it will it encourages you a lot. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. Perfect. And we'll close the session for today, and tomorrow same time. Okay. Same time, 7:30.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. For me it is 7:30 AM IST. Don't confuse. For your timings, whatever the timings, please join
The same time. Yeah.
Same time.
We'll work at the same time.
Yes. Perfect. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.